The blessings to all of you, my dear people. There was a request to say something, in these times, and that basically everyone is affected from it. And I remember when I was a younger man, I visited once a sheikh. His name was Sheikh Mustafa Osak. And there has been a crisis in a certain city where he was a guest, and they asked him what to do in this crisis, And he said that as long as the sun rises up in the west and rises up in the east, and sets down in the west, he said there is not a crisis. Anything else which is happening on the earth and our humanity are always in cycles. So we have things, they come, and we have easier periods, we have heavier periods, and for different people, different places, this dynamic is always different. And there is not a thing which will ever make that to change. Existence is dynamic, and we have to go with it. Nothing is permanent. And we learn in a crisis to accept this characteristic, this attribute of the existence. The ego is static. And that's why it is so difficult for us to react on things which are dynamic and which are all the time changing. So, for this reason, we have also in our beliefs static beliefs, that there is something is fixed, that will happen in the future, that will happen there. And these beliefs are usually very fixed. But also there, it is not like this, because we cannot know it. We cannot really know what will come. And one has to live with that. One has to learn to live with that we do not know what will be. It is a kind of lock for us. Our mind has this ability to penetrate like a wave in everything. So we can think ourselves, for example, to places. We can think ourselves into people, what do they feel, and so on. But we cannot think ourselves in time. We cannot bring the mind in the future. We cannot bring it there. All this is just speculation. So we have to ask ourselves, why is that? Why we are not able to see the future? Simply because there is no future. It just does not happen. It will never happen. Future is not existing. It appears like it, but it is not there. What is there is now. And in this now, you have to give yourself totally. If you can do that, there will be not any other difference, no matter what happens. The virus happens, the virus disappears. Another thing happens, another thing disappears. So one day we will go from this world. We cannot know when is that day. So you go day by day, and you try to do, like Muhyiddin Ibn Arabi said, do the necessary and look for the impossible. Which means look further than your own self, your own story, your own situation. Look to what is eternal. And what can be eternal? What could be eternal? Everything which is in a relative world cannot be eternal. So is there anything in us which is eternal? This is the question. Is there anything you find in yourself which is there forever? Yeah. Or could be there forever? And what could we call it? So there is not an answer on that we say this is forever or that is forever. But there is a source which had been here before time. It cannot be different than that. So from that source, everything emanates. And if this source is permanent or not, is also not really the matter. It is there, and the source came, however it came, and the source is there. And as long as all that is there, we are inside there as well. And no one can think a life without that source, or a life or a beingness where all this would disappear, whatever it is, cosmoses, universes, or all of that. So something is there which is. The isness will be always there, no matter how we call it. This isness will be always there. You can call it consciousness, you can call it the divine, you can call it whatever you want to call it. This will be there. So in this consciousness, you are. And that is the only thing which counts at the end. That you are with yourself in consciousness, in connection, in awareness, in attentiveness, in what they call nowadays mindfulness. Yeah? And if you are there, in this very moment, if you take your whole being in this very moment with your whole focus to be here now, yeah, everything else has to bow down to that now. Our ego has to bow down, and everyone else has to bow down. The isness is in power. Only this exists, and only this will exist, and only this has existed. Any other thing is irrelevant. So of course, on a human level, we need comfort. And the comfort is, as Sheikh Mustafa said, the sun rises up. This is the comfort. Still things are okay. Our planet is still moving. The sun is still there. Moon is still there. So there is a comfort in nature. The beautiful thing is that everyone notices now in this situation that nature comes back very strong. I have just read about the channels in Venice, for example, that they carry now clear water. Can you imagine? Clear water. I think this has not happened in tens of years. And now it happens in such a fast time because everything comes to a stop. So there is a great chance, of course, for us in that stop to see what we have done. Which world did we create? Which problems we have put on our shoulders, and what for? Now the world stops and life continues, right? And we can even chat, we can even be in connection, we can dialogue with each other through those devices. And isn't it this the most important? That we are in communication, that we can still communicate, that we can still greet each other, and that it is the most important value in our life, that we have people we can smile at, we can love them, they can love us. And these things, they come now much more again to the surface. And that's something which makes me happy. People look for people. Of course, we are a little worried about economy. And if that situation continues like this for a longer time, there will be no doubt that the economy changes drastically. But at the other side, we understand again values. And this is a very, very beautiful side product of all that. Let's say that everything is born from this one source. So also every happening is born from that one source. And there is a saying in the book of love which says, فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا, which means in every difficulty there is a treasure, there is an ease, there is a beauty. And I can say there is a lot of beauties in these difficulties. First of all, we find time for doing things which we may have a long time not done. We remember people which we have maybe forgotten for a longer time. We become, in a way, more aware of many things which are essential to our own life. So, actually, we should be celebrating. It should be a day of celebration. It should be a period of celebration. But the celebration is not outside now. It is an inner celebration. And I can say this quietness around me, this quietness of this kinetic energy which comes down, is in itself an incredible gift. And I find myself very happy to sit here, even though I'm not alone, I'm sitting with my family. But this quietness and also the time we have to speak with each other, to be there, it is an enormous gift. It will change again. Like everything, as we said before, is all the time changing. But we can remember. Remembrance is an essential tool to wake up from the mechanic life. Everything you do mechanically, it will make you to forget, to fall asleep. So, this is a time of remembrance. This is a time of awakening. Do not forget it again when the machine starts again. This is the most important. Make note. Write it down. Do not forget. Write down things, how you feel at this moment. And if you can resist to look only into your fears, then you will see there is a great happiness inside of you as well. Because all of us, we are touched by this stop of kinetic energy and the increase of warmness in the hearts. People make gatherings which they would never have done like this before. Every day evening. So there is many things good happen. Many good things happening, right? And this gives me hope. This gives me a lot of optimism towards our good destination as a humanity. And if that little thing, which is invisible, right, which we don't even know, can we really believe in it because it doesn't affect so many people we know maybe? It is there and it is in the same way not there, right? Somehow it is like this source, it is like this, the divine itself. It is there and not there. We are affected, but we do not know how it happens. And I see a time of treasures. It is a moment of great celebration. I can see that the amounts of birds singing is happening around me, and I can feel even the birds happier. It is incredible. The nature, if you want to say it, it becomes happier in this moment. Yeah. From a long time, there had been no blue sky over China. And I have seen a satellite photo where there was blue sky over all China. And I think this is really 20 years ago when that happened the last time. So, everything comes with a reason, and everything comes with a gift. And I want you really to understand that and to believe, to trust in that everything which happens to us is always a gift. Because that source is very loving. It is supreme intelligent. It is supreme generous. So feel gifted. Feel as if it is your birthday. And there is an advice how to wash your hands. I was reading that and I liked that very much. And it says if you sing 2 times happy birthday, that is the perfect time of washing your hands. So I said that to my grandchildren and they loved it. And it is happy birthday. It is happy birthday for us. And I wish you a happy birthday. And have trust in the love of existence. Thank you very much. Be protected, be blessed, be safe, stay alive, stay happy. Thank you very much. All the best to you, for everyone. And we will try to meet more often in this channel during this time. So all the best to you.